take a look at that. Milan 3, Juventus 0. Juventus with just one shot on target throughout the entire match. Meanwhile, why it's so significant, that 3-0. Just reminder, in Italy, it is head-to-head, not goal difference. Milan obviously beaten by Juventus 3-1 when they met earlier in the season. That 3-0 victory for Milan then puts them ahead when it comes to head-to-head, if indeed they do finish level on points. But as it stands, they move up to third in the table. Napoli winning yesterday, Atalanta earlier today. Juventus down in fifth. So much to discuss as we welcome in Jurgen Klinsmann, Gab Marcotti and Nicky Bandini. Jurgen, I got to start with you. Juventus.
Well, we hope for an entertaining second half, and I think we got a very entertaining second half. I mean, I thought then after Kessie missed the penalty, okay, Juve will come back and tie it up, but obviously a beautiful goal by Rebic and then Tomori, finished things up for AC Milan. A well-deserved win by AC Milan. Tactically, very well executed by all of them. They didn't give them any chances. I think, Juventus maybe in the second half had in the beginning of the second half, one chance. And Cristiano Ronaldo had a half chance. Cristiano never got into the game, unfortunately for Juve. Dybala came on too late, far too late into the game to make any kind of a difference. So this is a huge, huge win for AC Milan. Obviously, it's a 6-pointer, and it puts them in the driver's seat now for the next remaining 3 games. But it was highly entertaining second half. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, unless you're a Juventus supporter, Gab. I think before the game, nobody thought that Milan were going to get 3 points from this one, but they thoroughly deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I read a stat. I haven't checked it myself, so don't shout at me if it's wrong, but that Milan had never won in 9 trips to Juventus' stadium, certainly in Serie A since it opened. So, I don't think anybody saw this coming. I think a draw is what a lot of people had. And what I most of all didn't see is such a limp performance from Juventus. And look, we can go and dump this all on Pirlo, and I've been sticking up for him, but you need to send your guys onto the pitch with the right mindset. And it didn't look to me like they had the right mindset at all. Forget the tactics, the 4-4-2. Forget Rabiot and Bentancur and all this other stuff. It's just the way you step onto the pitch. To me, they did not look prepared, and it's not the first time this has happened this season.
Any chance that Pirlo won't be in charge of Juventus for their clash against Sassuolo on Wednesday?
I did look. There's always a chance, right? Again, we're going to hear what they say after the game. I wouldn't expect it. You would have to believe that the relations between the team are broken, and bringing somebody else in is going to give you an instant result. I don't know that that's the case. I don't think Juve match up well against Sassuolo, simply in terms of playing styles at all. But look, at this stage, I don't see how you're suddenly going to expect things to change. You know what you have to do. You play Inter on the last day of the season. There is a big rivalry there, as Jurgen keeps reminding us, but equally, Inter are already champions. You just have to believe, look, let's win our 9 games, and others will drop points along the way. Milan play Atalanta the last game of the season. Milan have to play Torino, who are fighting to avoid relegation. It's not going to be a cakewalk for the others. Napoli are just 1 point clear. I think at this stage, that's what you have to believe, rather than, some emergency replacement who's going to put everybody back behind the ball and just lump the ball to Cristiano, which I think is probably what would happen if you brought in somebody new at this stage.
What would you do, Nicky?
Gosh, I don't know exactly, as Gab says, what you can change in the amount of time you have left this season. I think the situation you've put yourself in right from the beginning of this campaign, it was obvious that it was a huge gamble. I mean, I just called this a historic humiliation. Bear in mind that Juventus early in this campaign, they dropped points to Crotone, who have finished last by a very long way. They've actually taken only 1 point from 2 games of Benevento. This hasn't snuck up like some big surprise. Anyone who has been watching Juventus for weeks and months has seen that Pirlo, it's not a personal judgment on him. He just doesn't have this situation in hand. And I think to make a change now with 3 games left, fine, maybe you'll get some sort of bounce, but it's closing the door after the horse has bolted for me.
Jurgen, on the sidelines, if you're Pirlo and you're watching that sort of performance, it must be so frustrating as a coach knowing what is on the line.
Yeah, definitely. I think, this is the most kind of difficult thing when you are a coach and you have basically no influence anymore when you watch that, especially the last 15 minutes, and it's going down the drain there. So all you can do now is really just take it one day at a time and obviously have a lot of talks with the players, try to fix whatever is needed to get fixed and focus on these remaining 3 games, try to kind of put it in the head of the players that there are 9 points to be played for. And go for those 9 points. Be positive, be not worried about your own situation, because obviously now the Italian media, you can only imagine it. They will be all over Andrea Pirlo and Juventus, and the whole situation there. So all the Andrea Pirlo can do is really just kind of zoom in and be as close as you can to the players. Try to fix what needs to get fixed and just prepare them the best way possible for every individual game just remaining. They're still there. I mean, they still can make it in the top 4. It's going to be difficult, but that's the situation that he's in. And I mean, he has been in difficult situations throughout his career as well, so he will manage it somehow.
You take a look at the run-in for Juventus, Sassuolo away, as I mentioned on Wednesday, then it's up against Inter, already crowned champions, Bologna in the final day of the season. What a final day that is going to be.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.